Did you know that around 50% of couples who go to therapy don't see any real improvement? That's a surprising number, especially when so many people believe therapy is the magic solution to fix their relationship problems. In fact, studies show that after just 1 year, about 40% of couples who seek therapy end up splitting up anyway. Those are some eye-opening statistics. So, if therapy isn't the golden ticket to happiness, what can couples do instead? In this video, we'll dive into some surprising reasons why couples therapy might not be worth your time and money. We'll explore how you might be stuck in a therapy trap, why talking more isn't always the answer, and how you can build a better relationship without a therapist. Get ready to discover fresh strategies that can transform your connection. You'll learn how to take charge of your relationship and redefine what success looks like for both of you. If you're tired of feeling stuck and want to rekindle that spark, this is the video for you. Let's get started. Chapter 1: The Therapy Trap. Are we just going through the motions? Many couples go to therapy because they feel they should, not because they actually want to. This is the therapy trap where you're simply going through the motions. According to a 2020 study, only about 50% of couples see lasting improvements after therapy. That's a pretty low success rate for something that's supposed to help relationships thrive. Part of the problem is that couples might treat therapy as a fix-all solution. They show up to the sessions, but don't really engage with the process. This is like going to the gym, sitting on the bench, and hoping you'll get fit without doing the work. Therapy can become routine, and when it feels like a chore, it loses its effectiveness. John Gottman, a leading relationship expert, has said that real change in relationships comes from how couples handle daily interactions, not just what happens in therapy. So, if you're attending therapy sessions out of obligation, you're probably not making the most of it. Instead of getting stuck in the therapy trap, couples need to ask themselves, are we really ready to work on this? If the answer is no, therapy might just be a waste of time. A better approach might be to focus on building daily habits of connection, instead of relying on therapy to save the relationship. Chapter 2: Communication Breakdown. Why talking isn't always the solution. We've all heard it before. Communication is key. But what if talking isn't always the answer? Couples therapy often emphasizes open communication, but it can fall short if deeper issues aren't addressed. According to a study in the Journal of Marriage and Family, 65% of divorces are caused by poor communication. However, more talking doesn't always mean better results. Sometimes, endless conversations about the same problems lead to frustration, not solutions. In fact, it can make things worse. Harville Hendrix, author of Getting the Love You Want, says, "We often listen to reply, not to understand. This can lead to couples feeling unheard, even when they're talking all the time." One strategy that works better than constant conversation is active listening. Instead of focusing on what you're going to say next, really listen to your partner without interrupting. Studies show that couples who practice active listening report feeling more connected. Another important strategy is focusing on nonverbal communication. Research from UCLA found that 93% of communication is nonverbal, meaning that body language, tone, and facial expressions matter more than words. So, next time you're having a tough conversation, pay attention to what your body is saying, not just your mouth. Finally, if you find yourselves talking about the same issues over and over, it might be time to switch gears. Rather than trying to talk it out, try spending quality time together. Engage in activities that build connection, like cooking a meal or taking a walk together. Sometimes, actions speak louder than words. Chapter 3: DIY Love. Building bonds without a mediator. Not every couple needs a mediator to improve their relationship. In fact, some couples find that they grow stronger when they take matters into their own hands. This DIY love approach can be both empowering and effective. A unique strategy is to focus on micro moments of love, a term coined by psychologist Barbara Fredrickson. These are small, everyday moments of connection that help build emotional bonds. Studies show that couples who experience more of these micro moments are 25% more likely to stay together long term. Another strategy is self-guided improvement. This can include reading relationship books together or taking an online course. One book worth exploring is Esther Perel's Mating in Captivity, which explores how couples can reignite passion in long-term relationships. Sometimes, learning from experts in a self-paced way can be more beneficial than traditional therapy. Additionally, try the love contract strategy. This is where couples create a simple agreement about how they want to treat each other. It's not legally binding, of course, but it's a way to hold each other accountable. You can write down things like, "We will go on one date night per week," or "We will say something kind to each other every day." Research shows that couples who set shared goals are 30% more likely to feel satisfied in their relationship. Finally, focus on shared experiences. Instead of sitting on a couch talking to a therapist, try doing something new together. Travel, take a class, or start a project that excites both of you. These experiences can create lasting memories and strengthen your bond in ways therapy may not. If you're enjoying these insights and want more tips on enhancing your relationship, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Join our community for regular updates on building a happier love life. Chapter 4: The Real Roadblock. Self-sabotage in relationships. Sometimes, the biggest roadblock in a relationship isn't the other person, it's ourselves. Self-sabotage can happen when one or both partners subconsciously work against the relationship. In couples therapy, this often goes unnoticed. Dr. Terry Orbuch, author of 5 Simple Steps to Take Your Marriage from Good to Great, says, self-sabotage is a hidden force in many relationships. When we're afraid of being vulnerable or fear rejection, we create obstacles that prevent real intimacy. One common form of self-sabotage is negative self-talk. When you constantly think, "I'm not good enough or they'll leave me," you project those fears into your actions. A 2019 study from the Journal of Social and Personal Relationships found that 63% of people who struggled with self-worth reported higher levels of conflict in their relationships. To overcome this, couples need to focus on self-awareness. Instead of blaming the relationship or the other person, take a moment to reflect on your own patterns. Journaling, mindfulness, and even solo therapy can help you uncover the root causes of your self-sabotage. As Brené Brown, author of Daring Greatly, says, vulnerability is not winning or losing, it's having the courage to show up. Sometimes, showing up for yourself is the first step to showing up for your partner. Another strategy is to practice emotional regulation. When you feel triggered, pause and breathe before reacting. A study published in Psychological Science found that couples who practiced mindfulness and emotional regulation were 35% more likely to resolve conflicts peacefully. If you can manage your emotions, you're less likely to let self-sabotaging behaviors take over. Chapter 5: The Magic of Micro Moments. Fixing relationships daily. Most people think that fixing a relationship requires grand gestures or deep therapy sessions. But research shows that small, everyday actions, what we call micro moments, can have a massive impact on relationship satisfaction. Dr. John Gottman, who has studied couples for over 40 years, found that couples who focus on positive interactions in daily life are 80% more likely to stay together. Micro moments are those brief, but powerful, connections that happen throughout the day. It's the smile you give when your partner walks into the room, the hug after a long day, or simply checking in with a text that says, "I'm thinking of you." These little things add up over time and create a sense of emotional security and love. A great strategy to strengthen micro moments is to practice gratitude daily. Studies show that couples who express gratitude to each other regularly feel more satisfied and connected. A 2016 study from the University of Georgia found that expressing gratitude was the #1 predictor of relationship success, more than communication or problem solving. Another way to build micro moments is by creating rituals of connection. This could be as simple as having coffee together every morning or a weekly date night. These rituals help couples feel anchored, even during tough times. As Esther Perel puts it, love rests on 2 pillars, surrender and autonomy. Rituals help you surrender to the relationship in small, meaningful ways. If you're finding value in this content, don't forget to subscribe for more tips and strategies to enhance your relationship. Your journey to a happier love life starts with us. Chapter 6: Beyond Therapy, Redefining Relationship Success. One of the biggest mistakes couples make is thinking that therapy will define their success. In reality, the success of a relationship isn't about the number of therapy sessions you've had, it's about how you define success together. Every couple is different, and what works for one relationship might not work for another. A great strategy is to set realistic expectations. A common myth is that a perfect relationship means no conflict, but that's far from the truth. Dr. Sue Johnson, author of Hold Me Tight, emphasizes that conflict is normal. It's how you repair after conflict that matters. Couples who understand this are less likely to get discouraged when things go wrong. One practical way to redefine success is to create a relationship vision together. Sit down with your partner and discuss what you both want from the relationship. What are your shared goals? What does happiness look like to both of you? Research from the American Psychological Association found that couples who align on long-term goals report 40% higher relationship satisfaction. Another important strategy is embracing imperfection. No relationship is flawless, and expecting it to be only sets you up for disappointment. Instead, focus on progress, not perfection. As Brené Brown says, perfectionism is a 20-ton shield that we lug around, thinking it will protect us, when in fact it's the thing that's really preventing us from taking flight. Lastly, focus on celebrating small wins. It's easy to get caught up in the big picture, but relationships are built on day-to-day victories. Maybe you managed to communicate better this week, or you both handled a stressful situation without arguing. Celebrate those moments. A 2019 study from Harvard University found that couples who celebrated each other's small achievements were 2 times more likely to feel positive about their relationship. In conclusion, therapy can be a helpful tool, but it's not always the solution. By focusing on self-awareness, micro moments, and redefining what success means in your relationship, you can build a stronger, happier connection without needing a therapist to guide the way. Sometimes, the best way to improve your relationship is to take control of it yourselves. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe for more insights and tips on building a fulfilling love life. Your relationship deserves the best.